How we doing, guys? So we are here for the live preview and predicted lineup. Arsenal against Rapid Vienna. And as you can see, got myself a nice little studio. Man's got himself a green screen. Let the jokes commence. But look, listen, we already know that everyone's going to be laughing and joking and finding it hilarious that we are in the Europa League. We already know it. We've got to deal with it. And this is a game where we might actually win, first and foremost. That's the real important thing. We might actually win a game of football tonight. But the title kind of says it all for me. And that is that I would like to see the HALE boys tonight. Now, for anybody that's not an Arsenal fan and don't know about HALE, it's Arsenal's academy. And it's an opportunity for some of these youngsters to go out there and to show what they can do, and to kind of knock on the door of Mikel Arteta. Now, I'm not talking about complete changes in terms of all of the under-23s and stuff like that. There will be some experience in there. There will be some, players that can guide some of the youngsters through, because I think that's very important. But I also feel that it's that big opportunity for the young lads, a few in particular. And I'll get into that when I go through the actual, starting 11 and everything else. But yeah, it's like I was saying, it's an opportunity to win a game of football. We haven't been winning a lot lately. We could sit there and mock and laugh and everything else, but winning breeds confidence, whether it's, in the Europa League, the Premier League and everything else. And we already know that the big game for us is on Sunday. It's the North London derby against Spurs. That is the big one. That is where we need to try and turn up. I don't know how we're going to do it. I don't know if we're going to do it, but we need to do it. I can't say no more than that. And we will go into the North London derby with previews and everything else over the next few days or so. Interesting as well is that tonight will be the first time that we have fans back inside the Emirates. 2,000 to be precise. Now, I'm not going to be one of the 2,000. I will be doing the watch along with AFTV. And one of the reasons why I'm not going tonight, just to explain everything quite simply, is that at the moment it's platinum members and gold members which are eligible to get tickets. Now, I'm in that category. I applied in September. There's 5 of us within my family, and we automatically go into the ballot. Now fans are back in the stadium. But with tonight's game, it was too short notice for the club to arrange a ballot. So what they did was everybody that applied in September in that category, it was a case of first come, first served. The first 2,000 to, get in there, buy the tickets, they were yours. Now, 9 a.m. they went on sale. I went in there, went to buy them. I was only able to get one. Now, I refused to go without my children. I don't want to go back and experience it without my kids there, and especially my 5-year-old who's going to all the games with me, home and away. You've probably seen him on vlogs and everything else. And I just didn't feel it was right. So I was like, nah, I'm not going to do it. I'll let someone else have the opportunity and take that ticket. And what happens from now is that everybody goes into a ballot. So starting with the Burnley game next week, 2,000 people will get selected. If you're one of the 2,000, you will then not get selected again. It's kind of got to go round in a circle. So those 2,000 will be put aside, and then another 2,000 will be selected for the next Premier League game after that, which I believe is Southampton. And then again, those get put to the side, and another 2,000 get selected. And I believe that's Manchester City in the Carabao Cup, and then Chelsea, etc., etc. Now, I know my luck. I just know I'm going to end up getting picked in the game against Burnley. I want to go to Manchester City or the Chelsea game, but I'm going to end up getting Burnley, aren't I? But it is what it is. But let's concentrate on tonight. But it'd be nice to see what it's like. It'd be nice to see some fans back inside the stadium. And what I will say to the 2,000 that are going to be in there is enjoy yourself. It's been a long time since we've been able to go to a game. So enjoy it big time. Super chat from the Arsenal Lounge. It will be very Arsenal to go and beat Tottenham and then lose to Burnley. You know what? It most definitely would, to be honest with you. Yeah, that is Arsenal-like, to go to Tottenham and win the North London derby, and then we're playing Burnley at home, and Burnley are having a terrible, start to the Premier League this year. They're one game I think they've won in 10 this season, I think it is. So yeah, it would just be so Arsenal-like. Yeah, look, listen, I'm seeing some of the comments already. And yeah, everyone commenting on the green screen, the fact that I'm here with my little setup and everything else. And I suppose, look, listen, I don't know who the first ever person in the whole of YouTube was to have a green screen, but in our circle, the football kind of cycle, I suppose everyone will know Goldbridge. We all make the jokes and everything else. Well, yeah, we've had to adapt, we've had to change, and we've had to, move with the times a little bit. So here I am with a green screen. So I like it. I think it looks quite cool. I'm happy with it, man. I'm all right, man. Listen, let's evolve. Let's move with the times, man. It's all good. So yeah, keep those questions coming in. Adzils has put a super chat in and he says, big up yourself, DT. I'm vexed after yesterday. United were dead. Yeah, of course. Manchester United played in the Champions League against PSG. And I felt that they had some good chances. The Martial miss in particular. And then Fred, he should have been off before that. He should have got a red card. He got lucky. If Pepe gets sent off for what he did against Leeds, then Fred was a red card all day long. But at that point, when he got away with it, I feel that at half-time, Solskjaer could have turned around and went, nah, you're lucky to be on the pitch. PSG are going to target you and try and get you a second yellow. Get off now. But he didn't. And he did get the second yellow and he was sent off. And I believe Manchester United are playing Leipzig away last game. So, yeah, might be joining us in the Europa League, but we'll wait and see. But listen, let's get to us. Starting lineup. Do you know what? I just see a comment briefly. Alex Hillman, DT, please scream. Hi, welcome to the Arsenal stand. Hi, and welcome to the Arsenal stand. Oh, no. It don't work. Yeah, I suppose with the Europa League games, tomorrow's DT's Daily is going to be fun when I try and read out all the names. I'm just going to kind of briefly go through it and not have to read some of them, but it is what it is. But yeah, look, let's go and get into the 11 for tonight. And like I said, there'll be some experience in there. But there's a few faces that I really, really would like to see. And I'm going to explain the positions and everything else and why I'm doing what I'm doing. The formation is going to be a 4-3-3. And the reason why I will say that is because I think that Nicola Pepe, especially at home, is moving away from the 3-4-3 now. I do actually think that we will go back to the 3-4-3 on Sunday against Spurs. But this game, 4-3-3, it's very evident now from what Nicola Pepe has been saying this week that that's his preferred formation. Whether he's got the personnel to do it remains to be seen, but that's what I will go with. So starting off in goal, Alex Runarsson. And I think this is a very, very straightforward decision, to be honest with you. Bernd Leno is our first choice goalkeeper. He plays in the Premier League. So I don't really think that there's much doubt in this. You can let me know in the comment section if you disagree with that, but I can't see Bernd Leno starting, and I see Alex Runarsson playing. Super chat from Daniel Steckley. Hello, DT. Regards from the Czech Republic. Hope you're well. Prediction for Arsenal v Spurs, and what is your preferable players to sign in Jan? I'll get to that at the end of here, and there will be, of course, a preview to the Spurs game. Jack M, I really hope that if we win tonight, it doesn't detract. Listen, I see what you're saying. I think tonight is kind of a game it's out there on its own. I don't think a victory is going to detract away from what we need or any problems or anything like that. So I think it's just one of those where we've got an opportunity to play football without any kind of pressure, really. Super chat from Sidamph. I believe that's how it's pronounced. He says, DT, absolutely love the videos. What sort of game plan do you think Mikel will employ against Tottenham, given how bad we have been recently? Again, I will get into that with Tottenham and everything else. We've got loads of stuff coming up over the next couple of days. Christopher Williams, good evening, chat. So reference to Unai Emery with that one. But with tonight's game, let's go and get back into that starting lineup. Back four. First of all, on the right-hand side, Cedric. And I would like to see him because I would like to see whether he can actually, maybe knock on the door of taking Hector Bellerin's place. And a lot of people will say Ainsley Maitland-Niles, but I'll get to him in a moment. But I would have Cedric. Now, an interesting fact is that in the 4 starts in the Premier League that Cedric has made, we've won all 4 games. Just putting it out there. So that's what I would have there. Now, on the right-hand side of the defence, I would have Mustafi. Now, needs must. Personally, I wouldn't have him playing for Arsenal again because he's made it clear that he's leaving at the end of the season. So I don't see why he should be playing, but I don't think the likes of Callum Chambers and whatnot are quite ready yet to be playing. So he is what I would go with. Now, alongside him in that left-hand side of centre defence, I'm going to go with Pablo Mari. Has played for the under-23s. I don't think it's that much of a risk to throw him in this game. No pressure. It'd be a good opportunity. And if we can get 60-odd minutes under his belt, I think that would be really good, to be honest. And it gives the balance as well, the right and the left. And I don't see why not, to be honest with you. That's what I would go with. But again, let me know in the comment section whether you agree or disagree. Now, left back, I'm going to go with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Played there last time out. And this is why I've not put him on that right-hand side. And the reason why I put him on this left-hand side is because he may well be brought in to do a job on Sunday against Spurs on that left-hand side. I don't know yet. A lot will depend on how he plays this evening. He's kind of flattered to deceive in a lot of the games that he has played this season. He's kind of not really worked out for me. And I've not been overly impressed by him. But yeah, I'm going to go with that, to be honest with you. I genuinely would. I would have him on that side. And I know that Kolasinac is back after, getting the all clear from having coronavirus. But, my thoughts on Kolasinac. So I wouldn't have him there. And I would have Ainsley Maitland-Niles, to be honest with you. Super chat from Mark T. Should Oba start in this game just to get his confidence up again? I know the young players deserve a start, but maybe play Oba for 60-odd minutes. No, I wouldn't play him because it's too much of a risk. Because despite him not having the greatest of form at the moment, he's still our most dangerous player if we can get him into the game. It's as simple as that. And we can't risk it. Because, I know he's not scoring, but who else is? So I wouldn't for this one, to be honest with you. Another super chat from Farhad, and he says, I'd like to see Emil Smith-Rowe in today's game. Given the lack of creativity we have and Ozil out of the picture, it might be time to give him a go. Well, with that said, let's go and get into the midfield three. First of all, I'm going to go with Mohamed Elneny. Back in the squad after getting the all clear from having coronavirus as well. So I think it's pretty straightforward to get him in there, get some minutes under his belt again. And he's a player that could well be in contention on Sunday. And it's going to be interesting, especially with the news that there's a possibility of Thomas Partey being fit for Sunday. And I know it's touch and go, but there is a big possibility he will be available. But for this game, Mohamed Elneny, and I think that he will give the energy and, you know, have that engine in that area and the experience. Next up, I'm going to go with Joe Willock. And again, a player that's played recently in the Premier League, but it's an opportunity for him to, you know, play a bit more, try and get his confidence up a bit. I thought the second half against Wolves was decent, but the first half was poor and didn't really get much game time against Leeds United because he was the one that had to make way for Pepe with him being sent off. So for this, I would go with Joe Willock. Now, the last of that three, I'm going to go with Emile Smith-Rowe. So that does answer your question, Farhad. I would have him in there as well. I've watched his performances most recently for the under-23s. He's scoring goals. He's creating. He's looking very, very good. So I don't see why now he cannot be ready to come into these kind of games. I think he is ready. And with the likes of Mesut Ozil out of the picture and not being involved, it's the perfect opportunity. So Emile Smith-Rowe all day long for me. Now, the attacking three. First of all, Nicola Pepe. And I think this one picks itself because, of course, he is suspended from the Premier League because of his red card against Leeds, but he's not suspended for the Europa League. He was absolutely excellent last Thursday. And we need to see that kind of performance again. It's a big, big opportunity. And he will be one of the senior guys. He will be one of the players that some of these youngsters look up to and, you know, want to try and, you know, play off and thrive and get that kind of experience and knowledge and everything. So for me, I think this one takes care of itself. If he wasn't suspended from the Premier League, then I don't think that he would be playing. But as he is, it's a no-brainer for me. Nicola Pepe all day long. Super chat here from Shubdeep. Elneny and Partey need to start on Sunday, and I think we should revert to the back three against Spurs. They'll come at us, and we should play on the counter. I agree with a lot what you're saying there. I won't get too much into detail with that game on Sunday because there's going to be a preview and predicted lineup and everything else for that game. But, you know, for this one, let's concentrate on that. But yeah, I agree with a lot of what you're saying there. Next up in that attacking three, we're going to have Reece Nelson. And the one thing I say about Reece, and I really want him to start working on, is his crossing. I think that everything he does right up to the point of delivery is spot on. And then he doesn't seem to beat the first man. It's so annoying. It's so frustrating because you know what he can do. He's got the potential. He's got the tools in his, you know, locker. But he now needs to start showing it because it's too, you know, far between at the moment. And yeah, we're going to have to really start to see it from him. But yeah, that's what I would go with. And now, the last position in my 11. I think this one is very, very straightforward for me. And it's Balogun. Very, very, very straightforward. Not Oba, not Laka, not Eddie. Balogun. Came off the bench. 37 seconds. Bang. Scored. He will be buzzing. He deserves an opportunity right now. Eddie Nketiah has had countless opportunities. The guy's had countless opportunities even in the Premier League ahead of Lacazette. It's now time to give Balogun his opportunity. I really, really want to see this lad. I've watched Balogun for over a year or so at youth level. And he has all the attributes to be an unbelievable striker. He has height, he has pace, he has power. His potency in front of goal and just knowing where it is phenomenal. And you could see that with the goal that he scored last week. It's instinctive. One touch out of his feet, turn, bang. Doesn't even need to strike the ball cleanly. He just knows where the goal is. Sometimes you don't need to strike the ball cleanly because those are the ones that actually end up going in. For me, all day long, Balogun has to start this game. I don't want to see Eddie Nketiah or anyone else, and I'm not being disrespectful to him. I just believe that Balogun needs to start. I really do. I really would like to see him, and it's the perfect opportunity to see him now. Super chat from Mitchell, and he says, "Good day. Confident of a win. If we draw or even lose, it will be 4 home defeats in a row. I think the stadium will turn upside down if we don't win." You know what? That's a really, really good point, that because of our home form at the moment, and it's been 3 games in a row, I know they've been in the Premier League, we could well look at that and say, you know what? This is 4 now. It's simply not good enough. And yeah, for me, we need to. Shout out to Nick Jennings, my assistant manager at DTFC. Listen, you're meant to be at work. Why are you sitting watching me when you're supposed to be working? Come on now, and don't give me none of this rubbish that it's your lunch break either. Because I'm looking at, nah, it's not your lunch break, man. You've blatantly just disappeared off to the toilet to watch me on your phone, haven't you? Blatantly. Let's go and get into some of the questions here. You know what? This is a very interesting one from Hadith, I believe that's pronounced. And he says, who would be the captain? Oh, you know what? That's an interesting one. You're looking at the experienced players and, yeah, you know what? I don't know. No. The one player there that I have seen get the captain's armband, because it was last week, was Mustafi. Don't give him the captain's armband, please. Jesus Christ. If in my starting 11, I'd be more inclined to give it to Mohamed Elneny, to be honest with y'all. Anybody but Mustafi. Nah. I'm not having none of that. I'm not having none of that. Danny says that I've got my mate the sack now. I think if you ask him, he would actually say I'll do him a favour. Yeah, Mustafi is not the GOAT. Joe Kane, I'm not sure about your surname, especially if you're an Arsenal fan. He says that I look like Goldbridge behind here. No. Bam. Man United. No, they're always losing. It's rubbish. Is that more like it? Yeah, maybe so. Be interesting to see if I ended up doing a watch along on here as well. What I'd be reacting like. Things would get thrown. The green screen would probably fall down because I'll smash it. Farhad with a super chat says, why not start Obar? He needs some confidence back. I'm just not going to. It's simple as that. I really, really cannot see it. Nathaniel says, all I can picture is you having little legs. Trust me, I ain't got little legs. And you know what? I've had a lot of people say this as well, that when you see me on camera and everything, a lot of people seem to think that I'm some little 5'6", 7', 8" kind of guy. And then when they actually meet me, they're like, wow, he's well over 6 foot. He's actually a big guy. And it's, yeah, I get it all the time. People seem to think I'm some sort of hobbit, but I actually ain't. I don't know, man. Maybe the camera's just misleading. But anybody who's actually met me will know I'm not a midget, that's for sure. Yeah, look, listen, very soon there will be a couple of watch-alongs from me. Don't worry about that. There's a few things in the pipeline. Super chat from Jack M. Do you think the addition of fans will help or hinder us, especially as a team who is incredibly low on confidence? You know what? That's a very good question. I suppose the only way we're going to find out is by finding out, to be honest. I suppose if the game's going well, then they could kind of be your 12th man. But then on the flip side as well, maybe if it's not going right, they could be your 12th man as well and help you get back into a game, because we've been missing that when, you know, the games are down and there's been a few problems. We haven't had anybody that's been able to help behind us and lift us up or anything like that. So, yeah, we're going to find out. We are going to find out very, very soon. Let's go through some more questions. Kieran White is saying about Emil Smith Rowe deserves his chance to start tonight. I've already gone through the 11 and he is in my 11 to start this game. I do believe that he will start the game. He's ready to start, man. He's played plenty of, you know, under 23 games, and why not get him out there, man? I want to see him because he's a player that has got creativity and can actually do things. So it'd be very, very interesting indeed. Mark T says, who is your best player this season for Arsenal? Very, very easy. Gabriel. Do I need to say why or elaborate on that anymore? I think all Arsenal fans will be in agreement with me that it's Gabriel by a million miles. Yes, Nathan, it is green screen. So yeah, I'm moving with the times. Do you know what it is? Obviously with COVID and everything else and the way that the world's gone at the moment, I never really planned to be doing so many videos from my studio and everything else. It's like, because I go to all the games and stuff like that. So I'm at the games and, you know, I might do a reaction afterwards, and I'm obviously going to be outside the ground or the game or whatever it might be. But obviously with COVID doing, you know, what it has and spending more time at home and everything else, this gave me an opportunity to, you know, look at a few things, take a few bits in, take some, you know, feedback and whatever, and then evolve, you know. And yeah, cheers Goldbridge for the idea. I got a green screen now. Yes. Do you know what I mean? Maybe we could do a green screen duet. You know what I mean? Split down the middle. We do side by side. See who's got the nice backgrounds and everything. This is my first one. It'll evolve eventually. Again, like with anything, if you go and look at Mark's very first green screens and stuff, and the backdrops and everything in comparison to where it is now, they're a million miles apart. So it's about evolving, and eventually I will evolve, and you probably end up having things like on these TV screens here, they'll be moving and doing things and all kinds of madness. But at the moment, that's just like, woo, too confusing for my head, man. This is that I'm happy with this at the moment. But yeah, look, listen, it's going to be very interesting tonight. It's going to be, you know, one of these games where we've got the opportunity to, you know, get back to winning form, try and put a bit of confidence and smiles on our faces before the North London derby on Sunday, because that's the big one, man, the North London derby. If we can pull something out of the bag for that game, then I will be absolutely buzzing. Do I honestly think we could? I'm not too sure, if I'm 100% honest with y'all. But you never know. You just never know with Arsenal. It's so Arsenal-like to end up going and, you know, pulling something out of the bag. We're playing so poorly, and then all of a sudden, bang, we turn up and we put a performance in that leaves you sitting there going, huh? Where'd that come from? What happened there? You go right back to the Manchester United game away. Look how good that performance was, how dominating that performance was. And that was only a few weeks back. And then in comparison to the way that we're playing now, with no confidence and, no understanding. You're just sitting there scratching your head going, how can you put a performance like that in? And then now, and I understand that Thomas Partey is a big factor in the reason why we played the way we did at Old Trafford. And I think I said in my fan cam after the game on AFTV that if Partey was not playing in that game at Old Trafford, we wouldn't have won that game, because he was that good, and he is that good. So that's why I believe that if he is available for Sunday, it could give everybody the lift that we need massively, not just the players on the pitch, but the fans and everybody around the club. You know, to have Thomas Partey there. We was only talking the other day and thinking that he's going to be out for the rest of December and may not be back until January. But from what Mikel's saying, he's trying real hard to be ready for it. And he's on the doctors and the medics case on a daily basis, trying to prove himself. He's going to have a scan, I believe, today, which will confirm the extent of the injury at its present moment, that it's, you know, healed and ready to do some kind of training. And then he's going to have a couple of days of training tomorrow and Saturday. And that's where they'll be able to tell whether he's ready to, you know, be in the squad for Sunday. So very, very crucial period. And we'll find out. We'll find out. Ollie rants and he says, I bet you £5 with his super chat, Arsenal to win the North London derby. If Arsenal lose, you can keep the money. I'll donate it to charity. Don't worry. But yeah, again, this is the strange thing. And I was speaking to some of my mates who are Spurs fans, and they said they'd be more confident playing us if we were actually in good form. But the way we're playing and everything else, it's actually worrying them more, because we could just easily turn up. So it's going to be a very, very interesting game. Another super chat from Jack M. In Blood Brothers series, you say, play the game, not the occasion. Don't you think the opposite could help us against Spurs? No, because you know what? So it's a difficult one, because if there's fans in the stadium, if you played the occasion, then you could get embroiled in the emotions of it. And when I say don't play the occasion, you got to play the game, is focus on yourself, focus on what you need to do. Don't worry about Spurs as a team, Jose Mourinho, the 2,000 fans that are in the stadium itself, all these factors that you might take into consideration as a player. Don't worry about those things. Worry about yourself. Worry about your game. And, you know, that's why I say about the game and not the occasion. And, you know, that's what we were able to do as a team. My team in particular, that, you know, we do play the game and not the occasions. And we've got a good set of boys there. But yeah, I don't know. For the North London derby, I just don't think that it's one of those where you can run that risk. And don't worry about other things. Stop worrying about Son and Kane or Ndombele or whatever it might be. Worry about yourselves. Get your own house in order, and then go and play the game. And if you do that, you've got every opportunity, massively. Jack Ritchie, opinions on ties. Opinion on Ty, he's hilarious. It's raining. You know what? Ty is a very, very unique individual. I've known him a very long time. I've known him for longer than 20 years, from going to games in the supporters club back in the day and everything. And I can promise you this now, he is no different, you know, away from camera. He is exactly the same. He's not, you know, become this person because of AFTV, doesn't, you know, wear all this merchandise because of AFTV. That's Ty. He's always been head to toe in merch. That's him. You know what I mean? And as he is as a person, he's hilarious. And you know what? And the funny thing is as well, all the years that I've known him, I only found out last week when we was doing the watch along, is that Ty is actually a twin Oh my God. There's two of them. I'm not even joking. There's two of them. He's the youngest of the twin. Now, his twin is not into football the way that he is and doesn't go to games and stuff like that. But I was absolutely gobsmacked. There's two of them. Oh my dear God. Could you imagine if his brother was identical to him in the way that, you know, he acts, like the full kits and everything else? It's like, oh my God. I even said to him in the watch along last week, have you ever thought about, you know, changing places with your brother for 1 week? Send him to the watch along and see if we can notice the difference. But he was saying they're not quite identical twins, but he is a twin. There's bloody two of them. Oh my God. Can you believe it? The amount of times people have said, thank God there's only one Ty, when all along there's bloody two of them. Jesus Christ. But he's brilliant. Honest to God, I love the guy to pieces. He annoys the living daylights out of me at times. But he's harmless. And he's good. Connor McCarthy says DT is at Mark's house. Yes, we got that green screen on lockdown. But yeah, hey, listen, people are seeing in the comments as well, and they're only finding out for the first time as well that Ty is actually a twin. And believe me, I was so shocked. Farhad says Ty is so deluded. AFTV can do without him. Listen, it's a matter of opinion. And, you know, some people don't like my opinion. Some people don't agree with it. And it's the same thing with Ty and that as well. At the end of the day, he's his own person. He's his own personality. He has his own character. And it is what it is at the end of the day. Some people like it. Some people don't. But who are we to judge? He's a harmless guy. Honest to God, I promise you now, he's harmless. You do want to punch him the majority of the time because he annoys the absolute crap out of you. But he is harmless. He is harmless. Let's get a few more super chats and normal questions in whilst I've got the opportunity. One here from Nobody. Did Mark ring you during the Aston Villa watch along? No, he didn't. I think Flex rung me in that one. Somebody else rung me, messaged me, in fact. Somebody really well known, a footballer, actually messaged me and thought he was funny, trying to banter me. No, I'm not having none of that. But I can't say some of these. Let's have a look. Has Saliba in? I've seen that. Look, listen, tonight would have been the perfect opportunity for William Saliba, but it isn't to be. He's not going to be playing, so I don't think we can say any more than that, really, can we? Do you like Mark? Yeah, listen, I've got no problem with him. Again, he annoys me at times, but I suppose that's the other way around as well. I'll probably annoy him, but he's harmless as well. Am I going to be doing the watch along tonight? Yes, I will be doing the watch along with AFTV. There was one here. Shout out to Yahya Mahmood. Big fan here from Pakistan. Love your honest opinions. What do you think about Konate of RB Leipzig as a centre-back pairing with Gabriel for Arsenal? I would love Konate at Arsenal. I think it was about 2 to 3 years ago. You can go down and look on my channel. I've done a video on Konate at a similar time that I've done one on Upper Makana. And I was saying about the pair of them, either one of them, for me. I love Upper Makana, but at the same time, I love Konate. Now, a lot of people that watch German football and watch Leipzig in particular have said that Konate is actually the better footballer in comparison to Upamecano. He's got a higher ceiling. The problem is that he's had a few injuries, but they do believe that he is technically the better player. Would he fit in at Arsenal all day long? But do we have the money to buy a Konate who's going to be about 40, 50 million pound, I believe, in January? Not too sure on that one. But yeah, I would most definitely like him. And the funniest thing when people say about copying and stuff like that, let me just explain something to you. Everybody is doing something of someone. Now, I'm not going to give anyone any attention or time, and I'm not on about Goldbridge or anything as well, but I've been doing this a very long time. So if you want to compare the people that have been doing it for 5 minutes, then they've been copying loads of what I do. But that's part of the cycle we're in. It's not copying. You just have your own interpretation and your own versions of what you want to do. I got no problem with it. People want to do it. People want to talk about Arsenal. Go ahead. You want to do fan cams, whatever it might be, go ahead and do it. People want to do previews. People want to do player ratings, watch alongs, whatever it might be. What more can I say? Question here from Callum Wright. If you had to support another Premier League team, who is it? Absolutely nobody. I'd rather shit in my hands and clap than support anybody but Arsenal. And the only team that I cheer for, bar the Arsenal first team, is DTFC, Arsenal Academy, Arsenal Ladies, and that's about it. Can't say no more than that. Let's have a little look here. Couple more, and then I'm going to be going off. But let's get some questions in whilst we've got the opportunity. How long we've been going for? Over 40 minutes already. Time flies when you're having fun. Yeah, do you know what? That's a really good question. That I didn't see the Kelvin. He says about Pereira as a right back option from Leicester. The problem with buying anybody from Leicester is that they don't need to sell, and you can't mug Leicester off, and you can't get their players for peanuts. You only have to look at what they ended up getting for Harry Maguire. So Pereira would probably cost a ridiculous amount of money, rightly or wrongly. I like Tariq Lamptey, to be honest. And, you know, I've seen a lot of Chelsea fans saying that they don't actually have a buyback clause in place. They have a sell-on, which obviously means that they get, you know, money if he goes on from Brighton. It cost Brighton just over £2 million. He would probably cost around about 20 odd million pound. He is a player that I feel that could suit our system absolutely perfectly. And he's definitely one that's, you know, lighting up the Premier League this season, quality player. And I was very surprised when Chelsea let him go in the first place, and not putting anything in place to, you know, protect that or whatever it might be. But yeah, Brighton have got him at the moment, and I don't think he'll be there for too long. That's for sure, the way he's playing. Question from Daniel Steckley. Same question I asked at the start. You look on the North London derby on Sunday and preferable players Arsenal should buy in January. Well, in terms of the North London derby, I will go into that in more detail with my, you know, preview and everything else. And I, you know, briefly spoke about certain things to do with that. So I will save it for that. In terms of who we buy in January, I do think we need to sort out the defense. And a lot of people are saying, oh, we've got so many defenders. Why is he trying to buy one or anything? You've got to remember, but look, listen, yeah. All right. Socrates, there's a big possibility that he's going to be going in January. with his contract ending in the summer, once January comes, he's now free to negotiate a deal with a foreign club. That's one thing that a lot of people have forgot to mention. So Socrates could well be out the door. David Luiz, he can also negotiate a new deal with his contract ending in the summer. So he can go. Mustafi, another one that can negotiate and get out of the door in January with his contract ending. So there's the likelihood that we're going to shift some defenders out. And we do that, then we're going to need to bring ones in. And I would rather get one in than have some of them that I've just mentioned. Let's be honest about it now. So yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what we do in January. And then obviously the creative side of things. We need to sort out the creative side of things. So Bosley, I believe that's how it's pronounced. I've had a lot of people saying that the last part of his name is with an E, not an I. So as it's, you know, sounds with the E. Farhad with the super chat. Nah. You're all right. I'll keep myself quiet. Thank you very much. One day soon. Don't worry. But we won't say no more. And yeah, let's get a couple more questions in quickly. Would you swap Ozil for Coutinho from TJ McClary? All day long. I ain't actually seen what Coutinho's been doing this season. Has he actually been playing at Barcelona since he's gone back there? Is he being used, or is he still not a part of the Barcelona team? Super chat from Michael says, what's up, DT? Supporter from America. How will Brexit impact Arsenal's transfer window in the next 2 to 3 windows? I think it's more to do with the academy side of things. I believe that that's something that's being mentioned at the moment, that you won't be able to bring in, is it under 18s or under 16s? I don't know the exact terms for it, but I have seen something being mentioned in regards to that. But I think in terms of, main signings and everything else, I don't think it's going to have too much of an effect. Question from Helter as well about Mustafi to Barcelona and Socrates to Juventus. Socrates to Juventus? Really? No way. But Mustafi, yeah, listen, if he goes Barcelona, send us Coutinho this way. Let's do some kind of deal. I'll have some of that. I'll most definitely have some of that. Who's better at missing sitters, Lacazette or Martial? Did you see Martial's last night? At least with Lacazette, there was a goalkeeper in the way. Let's have a look here. Tunin T. Can't wait for Gabby to get back in the team. Neither can I. There's so many people that cannot wait for Martinelli to be back in the side. Because let's make sure that we don't go over the top in terms of our expectations of him, but at the same time he could be a big difference to this team massively. Shout out to Eric, who says DT is at the wheel. I don't want to bring any bad luck on my team. We're not having none of that. No. But listen, it's been a very, very long show. It's meant to be the preview and the predicted lineup. So we've kind of got everything in there. We've touched base. I'm going to briefly go through my starting 11 for the game, if you've missed it already, with a 4-3-3 formation. Alex Rennerson in goal. Cedric right back. Mustafi and Pablo Mari as the 2 centre-backs. Left back, Maitland-Niles. The 3 in midfield, Mohamed Elneny, Joe Willock, and Emil Smith-Rowe. And the 3 attackers, Pepe, because, of course, he's not suspended for the Europa League. Reece Nelson and Balogun. I think that is a very, very strong team. We get to see some of the HALE boys. It's an opportunity for them, and it's an opportunity for us to try and get a win on the board and breed a little bit of confidence. And of course, there's going to be 2,000 fans inside the stadium, which is going to be nice. So keep an eye out for the watch along tonight. Of course, I am on AFTV. Tomorrow, I'm going to do another live show because I will be doing the player ratings for tonight's game. On Saturday, we will then be releasing the preview to the North London derby. You do not want to miss that, because I can tell you something, when I do the previews to them, it all comes out. It's, yeah, you know, it's a big game. For me, it's still the biggest game as an Arsenal fan, man. I've been brought up on the rivalry with Spurs, and it's huge, absolutely monstrous for me. So keep an eye out for that. Massive thank you to everybody that sent in a super chat. Massive thank you to everybody that sent in the normal questions as well. I wish I could read every single person. Also, if you have not already, I want all of you to go over to the DTFC YouTube channel. Link is in the description to this video. Go over there. I think we're near 10,000 subscribers now. Hit the subscribe button, because there's so much coming out. We are back in league action on Saturday. We were at training last night, and I'm very excited because the players are looking very, very sharp and very much ready for the weekend. So massive thank you to everybody. Keep an eye out for DT's Daily in the morning, and then a live player ratings video. So listen, thank you to all of you. Let's hopefully go and get that win tonight. Let's hopefully see some of these youngsters out there and see what they can do. And let's hopefully have some smiles on our faces. So until the next video, I'll see you lot soon, man. I'm out of here.